Liverpool Fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai. Liverpool got away with it 2-1 at home with a thumping Virgil van Dijk header. Calm as you like, he's Virgil van Dijk making amends for that little scuffle with Robbo in the back. Neither of them were particularly happy with that, but McAllister also stood up to be counted. He whipped in the ball for Van Dijk to hammer home, and a word out for our man Alisson Becker. Where would we be without the best goalkeeper in the world? Not only did he save our bacon, he does it with ease. Every time the shot is hard and low, he palms it and pushes it away from danger outside of the penalty area. When the shot is on target, a beautiful lob by Kudos. Nobody lobs Alisson Becker. He is a man mountain. He's the Brazilian Jesus, not the Gabriel Jesus, of course. He is immense. Wow. Love me some Alisson Becker. He plays the guitar too, right? What a man. That performance, game of two halves, really. So, like myself, rejuvenated from a weekend away at the Sheraton Hotel, right? The Marriott Hotel Group, the Sheraton Hotel in Miyazaki. It's almost like Florida. Liverpool were also rejuvenated in that first half, and we really attacked the opposition. Now, I'm going to show you on the tactics board exactly why we look so dominant in the first half. It was very easy to see, and I also did the live stream on a Big Up. Thank you for joining me on that watch along last night. I did it in the concierge receptionist area of the Marriott Grand Hotel Ocean Resort. Look at the pictures. Okay, I'm going to go to the tactics board right now. Many fantastic contributions in the first half, especially I want to say a big thank you to Ivor the Boneless, the newest Liverpool fan in Japan YouTube member. Thank you for supporting the channel. I love you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed exclusive content. So the first half was very interesting. Now, as you saw in the live stream, Bradley played utility third centre back. It was Kostas Tsimikas in the wing back role. Gravenberch was playing between the lines as well. Salah was collecting it deep. Jones was roaming in between the lines, and Luis Diaz was causing a muck. But what really looked quite effective, right, when Jota and Jones were in the same line, is every single time the ball went into Luis Diaz or Salah, on the playback, there were three opposition defenders. They played a 3-5-2 formation. When the ball was back, we tried our best to play the first time ball in and behind, just inside the wide centre back, so that Lucho Diaz could contest on the sideline there. Similarly, on the other side, every time Mo Salah bopped the ball back to Gravenberch or whoever, they tried to play instantly an arced ball. So with physicality, 1v1, right? Their left back, Scarles, could not cope with Salah. Every single time we bunted the ball into Salah on a 50-50, on the whips, on the peripherals, in that kind of area as well, Salah had him on toast. Peanut butter jelly time. Absolutely done him up like a kipper. You could tell it was the new contract effect. Similarly, Van Dijk won everything in the air. He stepped forward. It was Konate sweeping behind, and Bradley did a very disciplined third utility centre-back role as well, with Gravenberch and Maka obviously playing between the lines, with Tsimikas in the same line as them as well. Because a huge advantage that you get with this lineup, and we're going to talk about the lineup now, is Tsimikas is a better all-around footballer than Robertson. Robertson has historically been the better left-back, world-class left-back, in fact. But Tsimikas is a bit of a baller, a total footballer, which is why there's a conundrum about which one you keep in the summer, and I'll get onto that in a second as well. And Bradley is a total all-around footballer. You would expect Bradley to absolutely excel in these wide areas here, right? The ability to go up and down on both sides, but actually, now that you look at it, Bradley actually operates in this quadrant just as effectively. He always finds his way in the box here. He 1-2s the ball. He can inside playmake alongside other players because his through ball is deceptively good. His lateral through ball diagonal is exceptionally good. His shot is really good on the front and on the back. He hit one on the volley as well that just missed the post. Bradley is an exceptional, well-rounded footballer, and people like Paul Merson do not have a clue because he doesn't rate Bradley's attacking capability. I don't know what kind of juice he's on. Not the good kind of juice, obviously, but Bradley is phenomenal, and we won't miss Trent in that regard because Bradley can do things that Trent can't, but Trent can also do things that Bradley can't. Saying that though, I think in this position here in the top half, okay, Bradley's delivery from the right, in my opinion, is as good as Trent Alexander-Arnold, but nobody in history of football has a delivery as good as Trent Alexander-Arnold in this quadrant here, except from Stevie G, Steven Gerrard. Even Beckham needed to be high up to have that delivery, but Trent can do it really from inside his own half. So enough about eulogizing on Bradley's amazing performance. Salah absolutely turned Scholars a new one because every single time, as I mentioned, the ball was bunted back and in the behind straight away, which is why we looked so offensive. When you play the ball into feet, when you chip the ball over to Jota to collect inside the penalty area and rotate out round again, you basically tell the opposition every time we get the ball, we're playing in behind with our player who we fancy in a 50-50 1v1. Now, they don't have to win the ball all the time, but the 1 out of 3 that they do win it is a constant threat because they're directly in your box. And we don't play that so much in recent weeks for Arne Slot because Arne Slot likes a measure of control. He doesn't like those 50-50 gamble balls. But what I don't like about the passive play, and we'll get into that in the second half as well, is the fact that when you do hit it laterally, inviting the press on, if you make a mistake, if you give the ball away laterally, which is the most dangerous way to do it because they bypass your press straight away, we are under the cosh, under pressure, and the ball gets flashed across our D. When Robertson came on, the ball was flashed across our D. Why? Was it just Robertson's fault? Not necessarily. So when Tsimikas went on as the wing back, Van Dijk stepped into the void as a front-footed defender to allow Tsimikas to basically go down the wing and cause damage. Van Dijk covered the widths. When Robertson was on, it switched the other way around. So Robertson became the left back and Bradley was given free rein to go. Now Robertson got stood up 1v1 and he couldn't prevent the cross from being flashed across, and it was very, very dangerous. Kudos came alive as well because Van Dijk could no longer be the front-footed libero cover like Beckenbauer. He had to fall back in line in centre backs to allow Bradley to go forward because Konate therefore could step up when it's inverted in that kind of tick. In the other side, it's inverted in that kind of tick with Tsimikas in the left wing back position. So unfortunately for Robbo, he was one of the weaker players when he came on the pitch. I think it's a systematic thing that Arne Slot has got to get a hold of. And the thing about the summer transfer window is Robbo is our first choice left back for now. It's been proven in the big games when he's chosen ahead of Tsimikas. However, his wage is well in excess of 100k, deservedly so. He is on a terminal decline. He's still a quality player, solid, reliable, part of the leadership group, great in the changing rooms, a bit of a lad, a joker, hot food, cold drinks, iron rule kind of thing. But to have your second choice, Tsimikas is more of a natural fit as a second choice who doesn't complain. And he's got a bromance, best friends with Mo Salah as well. So I wouldn't be hugely surprised if both Tsimikas and Robertson are shifted on. Robertson will stay for the leadership qualities and he'll want to fight for his place alongside a Kirkej or Aitnori or Anthony Robinson, for example. But Tsimikas is a more natural left back, won't complain about being second choice, is a well-rounded footballer, can join in the midfield, and he's got the quality delivery from the left as well. So there's no right or wrong answer. One of them will go for sure. Unfortunately, I think it will be Tsimikas, but I could see a case for Robbo or even both of them going as well. Now, the other thing that allowed us to control the midfield is Maka and Gravenberch being able to hold the lines horizontally and bring the balls laterally. That is something that Curtis Jones can do as well, which is why this midfield as well is the most technical, balling, techers midfield that we have in the absence of Szoboszlai, who just can't do much with the ball at the moment. He's so ineffective with the ball for whatever reason, which is surprising because when he came in first under Jurgen Klopp, he looked like a world beater, very promising on the ball. But now he's only known at this very moment for his off-the-ball contributions, which is a little bit disheartening. But look, he didn't start the game. Let's not have too many negatives here. This is a positive channel because we won. Maka and Gravenberch can turn the man, can play the ball through the lines, can play the ball out wide, can play the progressive ball to the 8. Especially Gravenberch can really roam into that area, as can Maka. And Maka, in recent times, has unleashed a kraken with the long shot. Him and Cody Gakpo being the only two players who release a decent long shot. Nunes, on occasion, can, but I think he was ill. He missed this occasion, not even in the squad. We know that he's ill or injured because Yaros and Kelleher, you wouldn't put two substitute goalkeepers on unless, you're having injury doubts in the squad. Wataru Endo came on to close shop. It's still a fact that when Wataru Endo's on, we've never failed to convert the 3 points if we're in the lead at the point that Wataru Endo came on. Thank you, Van Dijk, for that. Captain, fantastic. And Jones made the extra man hard to dispossess. This is the most technical midfielder of this triangle here. Press resistant, can pass the ball. Jones to a lesser extent because he can't play those progressive through balls the way the other two can. He's a bit more of a dribbler, but he holds the ball in the higher areas constantly, which is something you really need to relieve the pressure. Luis Diaz actually had the beating of his man on many occasions on the inside, which is surprising because he's up against Wan-Bissaka, flashed him across the ball. He's never been a great goal scorer, but he's a scorer of great goals. But he couldn't do it on this occasion. The one time he went out around the outside, the left foot was very weak in terms of delivery, so he's quite one-dimensional. But look, he played his part. He ran across the back post. He's trained in training. Salah hits the ball on the Trivela, for Lucho Diaz to go in. It was never meant for Jota, because you wouldn't gamble on a 50-50 player prodding in when there's a far post option, which is always going to be the one. Salah intentionally meant that, and he's racked up another assist. Well done, Mohamed Salah. Egyptian king playmaking on the wing. Jota plugged between the lines as well. And as I said, the reason we looked so effective was we played the instant balls in and behind, and said, go on, contest, which is not really Arne Slot style, except from at the start of the season, but it's more exciting. It pens the opposition back. We did full game pressing, pressed all over the pitch, won them high up. West Ham could not formulate an attack, could not get out. I loved it. What changed second half? When we got the lead, we invited pressure on them. Now, this is a little bit annoying, in all honesty, and I've been guilty on it on 1 or 2 occasions with Lucha FC for doing it, but it's not my style. It's definitely not my style. But Arne Slot favours, when trying to go for the Premier League title, security and safety, and what he does is positional professionalism. He puts the players in a position and says, can you break us down in that low block? And I don't like it, because it gives the player, the opposition, the ball, right? Gives the ball. Now, we are dangerous on the counter. We've always been dangerous on the counter. But giving them the ball breeds confidence, because now they feel as though they've got some possession. They've got something to play for. They need to come back. They've got nothing to lose. They've literally got nothing to lose. So now it's almost like the peasant against the emperor, right? The emperor and the armored knights will always crush the opposition. But when you've got nothing to lose, and the civilians, the peasants gather together, the king can be overthrown, because when they've got nothing to lose, they're the most dangerous, and they will try risque plays. And Kudos for starting to get the ball. He's unrelenting in terms of his skill. Him, Eze and Kudos are absolutely amazing players. Kudos or Eze would score bucket loads in the Liverpool team. I would take any of them in an instant. Speed, techers, can play the 10, can play the whips. Great long shot as well. Paqueta is a quality player. Lucas Paqueta is amazing, tailor-made for top team in the most intense pressure. Just a lunatic, gambling small sums of money. He's putting his career in jeopardy. Otherwise, he'd end up in Man City, and he would do amazingly well for them. But if Liverpool were to get Paqueta, my goodness, he could play 10, he could play 8, he could play. He's just a silky, press-resistant footballer that gets the ball always between the lines. Every ball that Bowen got, Paqueta played it, and Bowen only had some decent moments because Paqueta played him the ball. Lucas Paqueta is phenomenal. In fact, Brazilian midfielders nowadays, is it João Pedro's up front, but obviously there's another João in the Wolves team. He's really good. Douglas Luiz lost his way at Juve. He's good. Joe Linton's good. Bruno Guimaraes is good. Paqueta is good as well. So many. Atalanta Ederson. There's so many hot Brazilian talents in midfield at the moment. Their generation is coming again, you feel. So yes, they had their joy because they got their ball players on the ball. Not like Ward-Prowse, he can't get on the ball. He's too slow and technically limited. And I mean, he's a technical player, but he just can't beat the press. He's too slow, physical attributes. And they had some joy. And we relied on Alisson Becker to save our bacon again and again, because he just dominates his area. He is a big reason why we win this title again. Bradley did everything right as a still footballer. Salah's significance was slighted in the second half, but it's okay. And what I really like as well is Arne Slot doesn't sub Salah because he doesn't want to get on his bad side. Sign a contract, Mo. We need you, Mo. As soon as Salah signs a contract and he's now locked in, he's committed for 2 years, Slot's like, you signed a contract? Salah is your number. Get off. You're benched. Substitute Salah. It's now time. He's signed a contract. His hands are no longer tied behind his back. No more player power. Slot is like, Salah, Soleil, off you go. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever to go. Salah, you're off. You've signed a contract. Don't tell Van Dijk, sign your contract and then you can get subbed too. No, Van Dijk won't get subbed, but you know what I mean. Bradley was spared with Kwanzaa coming on, but yeah, we lost a lot of attacking impetus when Robertson came off because Tsimikas was always the free man. He's a good footballer, good touch, comfortable ball, plays progressive balls as well. And Gakpo, powerful running on the laterals, couldn't get a shot away, but he's very direct and I love how direct he is. But Lucho Diaz is a little bit more on form at the moment. Szoboszlai, negligible impact. Really... I'm doubtful of Szoboszlai's current form. There must be something going on behind the scenes because he can't be coached out of being a quality player. He offers so much technically and off the ball. He's got to do better. He's just got to do better. Shame Nunes couldn't do it. Come onto the bench. Must be ill or something. But look, 6 points away now, 6 points away from the Premier League, but we could even win it next week if Arsenal lose. Arsenal drop points again. They've dropped points again. They're focusing all their eggs in the basket against Real Madrid, 3-0 up. Let them progress in that, only to get knocked out in the next round. That would be hilarious. That would be really, really funny. PSG to do the job on them as well. Guard of Honour at Chelsea if we smash Tottenham. And is it Ipswich? Something like that. Was it Leicester? I think it's Leicester and Tottenham. Angebor, right for the pickings, right? We could have the Guard of Honor, the Lap of Honor. I love a Lap of Honor. Run all the way around the pitch, celebrating in front of the stadium. But against Chelsea, it'd be great to see it. How did they draw Ipswich? Against Arsenal, it'd be even more funny. It'd be hilarious. But look, let's just wrap up the title first and foremost. Van Dijk made amends. Whose fault was it? Robbo or Van Dijk? Now, Van Dijk said that Robbo was shouting and claiming for the ball. However, Robbo was within his vicinity as well. But if Robbo was shouting for it from early days, Van Dijk's got to leave it. But if Van Dijk wants to take command of it, then he needs to absolutely welly it out and not welly it into Robbo, who deflected and bunted it in their own net. They were so angry with each other. But look, let's not stay too long on that. They made amends. Van Dijk thumped it in from McAllister corner, and we won 3 points, a key 3 points. Up the shiny one. This channel with substance in abundance, the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
Arne Slot is going to win the Premier League in his first season. Arteta, what can you say? Oh, Lego head. The elusive Premier League is escaping him. For anyone who thinks if they get a striker, they're going to win it next season, why risk it for a biscuit? You're making big claims there. Liverpool are going to get stronger and stronger. Transfer window is going to look very, very good as well. I can do the post-match analysis on Big Up with the actual footage, with the actual clips to show you what I mean with the Simicast and left wing-back role, how we changed when Robertson came on the pitch as well, the different shapes and transitions, and why second half we looked much of a lesser team when we went for Arne Slot's safety, when cragging our way to Premier League title. No Premier Leagues are ever won easily, especially by Liverpool, because this is the Liverpool way. They always, make the heart beat out of your mouth. I am properly stuffed, as is the rest of the Premier League, because I've been eating like a beast at the Sheraton. Look at some of the food on offer right now. And Mia in her Liverpool kit alongside Ato as well, playing the saxophone. Oh, bless those chibis. They are adorable. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you like this video. Help this channel get seen. Drop a comment below as well. Where do you think we'll win the Premier League? Really helps this channel massively. Thank you, Will, for always liking and sharing the video as well. Thank you, Ivor the Boneless, for the membership. Mardeni for renewing. Aleem as well, my first YouTube member. Love you guys so much. Miyazaki, man. Ichiban, have a great week. Until next time, Jana, peace. Ciao.